Well, Eric Ikuagwu, who is the PDP Publicity Secretary in Abia State, joins me now in the studio to speak more on this. Thank you so much for being on the news tonight.
Thank you for having me.
We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I mean, this has raised a lot of conversation, reactions from the state government. The governor in particular, Alex Otti, says it is unconstitutional, in fact, a treasonous offense. How do you respond?
Well, it is funny that our governor doesn't understand the concept. That it is alien to him doesn't mean it should be criminalized. The shadow government, as formed by the PDP, is just formalizing the opposition, getting it potent, removing discussion from personal opinion and situating it to be the direct party opinion, just giving the alternative to policies and programs of the government. So, like, there has been a lot of question bothering Abians, and that is the challenge. And nobody is picking up. So the chairman of the party, while he was running for the office, said he was going to hold the government accountable, ministry by ministry, sector by sector. We are talking about budget today. And the governor presented a budget that he christened sustained momentum. And the PDP is asking, we don't even know the percentage performance of the current budget, and you're sustaining a momentum. Is it a regressive or a progressive momentum? So that is the essence of forming a critical opposition to look at the sectors, sector by sector, ministry by ministry, scrutinizing the books. Just for instance, there is this issue of about 100 billion expenditure that is contained in the government's quarterly financial report as demanded by stakeholders, World Bank, to be published every quarterly. And you have found spurious expenditures there, and we're asking questions. Now, when you ask as an individual, it is not as potent as when a government is, an opposition is structured, formidable, and you're putting the question according to the government, and you're extraying their policies. So we're asking this question: where is the 6.5 billion recreational facilities the government, in their own financial report, told Abians they've paid for? We are asking, what is the 2.4 ICT infrastructure? The 11.9 billion that they say they have spent in renovating schools. These are the questions. These are the personal questions. And let me say this. The economic situation in this country is not one that any governor, any sane government should sack workers. And we are saying that the workers have been sacked for no just cause. Instead of making priority the welfare of workers, you're sacking them. And we're talking about insecurity.
Great. So you're talking about all these socio-economic issues, but let me bring you back to the formation of this shadow government that is raising this controversy. I mean, you say it's about holding the government to account, but we do know that you constituted commissioners and a speaker. I want you to explain to us, what exactly does your shadow government constitute? And are there constitutional or legal precedents that you have seen in a presidential system of government that you're following?
I am looking at the allegations that have been leveled against the PDP to say it is treasonable, it is a treasonable felony. And we have looked through the books. We have our lawyers that went through the books to say there is no aspect of that constitution about treasonable felony or treason that we have breached. It is the right thing to do. The governor is not comfortable with the nomenclature, but in practice, it's just offering alternative opinion. Yet, when you say you have a commissioner that is...
How many commissioners do you have? And I mean, what constitutes your shadow government?
Members of PDP and experts from various fields who will look through the books.
Okay.
Like, let me tell you why it is important. Okay. Like I was talking about the expenditure, this spurious expenditure that is contained and published by the Accountant General. When you look through the books, if you're not an expert, you will not understand that there is nowhere in Abia that you will see 7 billion naira spent on recreational facility, spent on agricultural development. So we are asking this question. When you present this to the government as an individual, you see them label you all manners of names. So the party chairman decided to elevate the conversation. Now, you're not breaking any law. You're not forming a parallel government. You're not trying to overthrow the government. You're not trying to... Shadow remains shadow on its own. Okay, you're uncomfortable with the nomenclature. Does it in any way bring what we do as parallel government? That you name a member of the cabinet, a commissioner, does that nomenclature in any way make it criminal? No, it doesn't. So what we are saying is, that by the governor being uncomfortable with that nomenclature doesn't make it criminal. And then going to the police to write all manners of petition, getting our people harassed. The man that was detained, the former ASOPADEC commissioner that was detained, was forced to write a statement denouncing membership of the party and that of the shadow government. In fact, I was threatened. From the invite that was extended to the party chairman. There were 12 persons in the list, but I had a disagreement with somebody who is close to the governor, and I was threatened that if I do not stop criticizing the government, that my name will be included in that list.
Who threatened you?
A member, somebody that is close to the because I reported that matter. Let me not put it on air, but I was threatened that the initial list was 12 members that was in that list. But because of the disagreement I have with this individual, he threatened to include my name. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I found out that my name is included in that list.
So it's an individual that threatened you and not the state government?
Not the state government, but somebody who is close to. That is the level of, uncomfortable they are with the opposition. Not even about shadow government, but opposition in general. Listen, a government that has said that they cleared areas of pension, okay? And it's all over the news. And it is the PDP that looked through the books, still the financial accounts, to say, we have not found anywhere you expended 17 billion. We brought up that news, that information. Finally, it became that our aged parents, we are forced to sign away. Okay? And today they are in court challenging the governor that they did not at any time ask him to forfeit give them their destiny to forfeit their allowance or their entitlement. So what we are saying today is, without a credible, formidable opposition that is formalized, it will be left in the hands of individuals to be speaking their mind. So it is about nomenclature. Okay, but in practice, it's alternative views.
Great, because I wanted to ask you, how, in concrete terms, how do you hope to carry out your function, and how is that really different from a spokesperson of your party? Because you're going to be having people speak on these issues. So how is that really different from having spokespersons?
Wonderful question. Now, when you have a spokesman, like I am for the PDP, I'm not an expert in some areas. I'm not an expert in sports. I'm not an expert in security. Okay? Even if I'm briefed by an expert, I'm not able to lay it out there exactly the way it is. Now, you have a shadow. Okay? Remember, an internal thing for the PDP to look into, by an expert, to look into the books and look at what has worked before, to give that as an alternative view. Individuals can hold government accountable. They can call it any name. Individual watch, citizens watch. That's no crime. That the governor is uncomfortable with it and intolerant to the opposition is not going to, at the end of the day, make anybody stop criticizing him. What we are doing is constructive criticism, and we have an elevated conversation from getting spouses and family members involved. It's about policies, programs, actions, and inactions.
Well, the government did say they're going to take legal action. The governor has instructed the Commissioner of Justice in the state to institute a case against your party concerning this. How are you going to go about this? Are you willing to change the nomenclature, since you seem to think that the governor and the government is uncomfortable with the nomenclature of shadow government? Are you willing to perhaps change the name?
Does that make it criminal because he's uncomfortable with it? We had expected, if he felt that he wasn't okay with the nomenclature, we expected something on that line. Okay. Not to, level all manners of allegation, trying to rope insecurity, rising insecurity in Abia on opposition, giving all manners of allegation on people they are just political opponents.
All right. Eric Ikuagwu, we have to thank you so much for sharing your side of the story. We keep an eye on the development in Abia State. The Publicity Secretary for the People's Democratic Party in Abia State. Thank you so much for being on this.